So he has to use this thing, and like I just put the dose on there, and it pumps it through this machine, and he has a bag like this, and then it goes right here into his belly. He was born with tricuspid valve dysplasia and pulmonary atresia, which basically means that his heart was pumping backwards, and the reason he had lung problems is because his lungs were filled with blood. Here's when he was first born. Applied for Ronald McDonald House, and a couple days later I got in, and I stayed there for a couple nights, and then my son coded. He went into cardiac arrest while I was at the Ronald McDonald House, and I couldn't get to him. It was kind of scary for me because in my head I was thinking well, I'm literally a couple, buildings down from my son, and I wasn't close enough to get to him. I didn't want to be even a couple buildings away from him. I wanted to be right next to his room to where I could run in there and anything if I heard alarms, you know what I'm saying? He was on ventilators for 3 weeks after that. Then we took him off ventilators. He relapsed, went back into cardiac arrest, was back on ventilators for another month and a half. And then when he finally got off, he was still really sick and had to be on a nasal cannula with oxygen and stuff like that.
How long were you living in the waiting room?
4.5 months. I had a lot of anxiety about leaving the hospital, and so I wasn't able to work the whole time I was here. We were getting ready for discharge. I was putting his clothes on, and a DHS worker and a caseworker from the cardiologist floor came up and told me that he was going to be removed from my custody because I was homeless. And so they removed him from my care that day, and then the very next day, the Immerse supervisor over Life Base came and picked me up from my boyfriend's and brought me to Immerse Life Base care. Before I got pregnant, I was a brand new adult. I was homeless. I had just started having anxiety attacks and panic attacks, and I didn't know how to deal with them. I just kind of turned to the only thing I knew to do, which I was raised around, and so I just turned to drugs, I guess. I don't know. And then I got sober when I found out I was pregnant with him. Right now, I'm just a workaholic, I guess. I just go to work, come home, go to sleep, doing the same thing over and over again. So I go to therapy once a week, and then I go to parenting classes once a week. And then I meet with my life coach once a week. And then I have to go to AA. And then I see my son on Thursdays. So I spend all of Thursday with him, and I don't focus on anything else but him. And then I work.
Where are you working?
McDonald's. I work at McDonald's. I used to work at Immerse, but I decided that I needed something bigger. So I just finished my CNA classes, and then I'm about to finish my driving classes. On the 11th, I go to take my MEPS evaluation, and I'm going into the Army. So I'm super excited. So while I'm in basic, he'll still be in DHS custody, so I'll do Zoom calls with him and stuff like that. And then after that, he'll stay on base with me. Jackson has a lot of medical issues, obviously. Medicaid only covers so much. And when he was in the hospital, there was times I had to make decisions that I shouldn't have to make. And with military insurance, I won't have to worry about that because it'll be covered by it. I'll be financially independent. If you're doing infantry or something, you don't have a career to come back to, you don't have any skills. So I got the CNA license, so when I did come home, I would have the option between working as a police officer or go back into nursing, which is what I really want to do. I haven't got it all planned out yet, but we're getting there. It took me a long time to realize, hey, maybe this is a part of God's plan to help me get stable, because if I had him, I wouldn't have been able to accomplish everything that I've accomplished. I think that the program has helped a lot with that too. If it wasn't for Immerse, I'd probably be not doing as good as I'm doing right now. I would probably be nowhere near close to getting my baby back. My life coach, I'm pretty close with her too. We go out to get food and hang out, and I can talk to her and know that she's not gonna judge me or put me on blast in front of God and everybody. And she advocates for me even when it's inconvenient. I have someone that's actually on my team, so people actually care here, and they want to help. They want to see everyone doing well. He's getting so fat he can't fit his clothes anymore. Gotta get him some new clothes, whether it's 5 or 16 or 20. I want him to know that I'm working really hard, and I want him to know that I'm proud of him because all of his medical issues were very serious, and to think that just 5 months ago he was hooked up to all these machines, and now he's chilling and just happy, and the only machine he has is his GT. I'm really proud of that.